Welcome back to my channel, and I'm here in digital illustration in Photoshop painting today a burger. And in this painting method I will be painting in different layer according to the different layer of burgers. Let's see how it is. Starting from the very first basic layer, the below one, making a shape for that and just picking up the color with the eyedropper tool and filling it up inside with the color fill bucket. I'm using different layers, as you can see. Again with the brush tool, I'm just making a new shape for the second layer. Make sure it is joined and fill it inside. Similarly, repeat this for the next above layer of the leafy layer, the light one. You can see how our thing is just building up step by step. Each new layer is each new ingredient for that burger. You can anytime just change the color if you're not happy and just fill it inside again. And now for some toppings of the tomato and cucumber, and then the top layer like this. You can again readjust your size and angle of each of the layer like this. I'm pretty happy with this thing. So we are now basically ready with the basic stuff. Now it's time to add the details. Before that, I'm just quickly adding layer mask to each of the layer. The simple step process is to hold Control from the keyboard and click on the layer mask icon to get the layer mask for that particular shape in that particular layer. If you haven't seen me painting earlier, you can join on the different videos that I'm having in the I box here. And if you have, you know I love to paint in different layers according to different masks. So starting with the soft round brush now and adding details to the very below layer, the last layer of that burger. I'm starting with that and just painting to make the darker shadow areas and then the brighter areas, also with the very smaller size brush and the lighter color. I'm just making few details. You can either use the soft round brush too for making that detail, or you can switch to the hard round brush so that those details are very striking to the eyes. Again, changing the color and going more specific about the details. I think I'm pretty done with that, so I'm just switching to the next layer, that is the leafy layer. There I'm adding some darker green areas. I'm using the soft round brush so that it gives a nice mixing color. No, we don't go very dark sharp edges. Isn't it giving a 3D feeling? That's what we are gonna achieve. We want to achieve. So now with a lighter tone, be precise while picking up your color. Select a lighter tone of green and start painting on the edges. This time I'm going for a 5 or 8 pixel brush so that it is very striky form. It's not too big. It's very tiny. Just make sure go as organic as you could and give a nice highlight at the edges also. You can use to paint from the outer side so that it gives just a glimpse inside. And pretty much done with this one. Now switching again to the upper layer. It's a lighter green layer, so I'm going to choose my colors very relatable to that. Isn't it looking such a natural that we want to achieve, that we are having in the reference image? Isn't it replicating that? And if you don't want to go too much darker inside, like I want it to be a nice smudgier detail, so I'm just painting inside and leaving it like that. Now let's again switch to the another top layer of that. Here I'm going to use with the hard round brush and make some nice detail, nice textures you could say. I hope you guys are getting a hang of it, of how to paint in a Photoshop, and if you like this tutorial here, I would be glad enough to have your reviews or views in the comment section below. I come up every week with different type of videos, different type of painting, how to painting tutorials. Make sure you have a look at that, and if you want such more interesting videos and do not want to miss those tutorials in future also, make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. And here, as you can see, I've switched to the hard round brush and making some smaller details. I'm not pressurizing myself like to go in one direction or something. I'm just kind of making a crisscross kind of patterns at random. Somewhere bigger, somewhere tiny, somewhere smaller, like that. And with a lighter color, I'm just going to make a nice highlight for this thing. And now with the darker color, I'm just going to add some shadow. For shadows adding, I'm just again switching to the soft round brush and just painting over there. Isn't this highlight thing making the thing go like the texture, changing its texture? Now it's looking like something greasy. That's what I want to achieve in this look. Coming to the cheese layer, just adding the shadows wherever it could be, and then matching it up with a highlight. Now for the toppings layer, I'm just selecting the darker color and then again selecting the lighter color. Repeating the same process of painting with the soft round brush, I'm just making the entire look come out nicely. Similarly with a different one, and once we're done with these things, it's now time to paint the top layer. That needs too much texture to be put on. So starting with the different colors and shades from the darker tone, from the sides and somewhere in the middle. Now select the lighter tone. As you can see here, some highlight on the edges. Select the lighter tone and just brush it up over there. Now with a smaller brush size, I'm just going to add some details of the folds and cracks over there. As you can see how nicely it's coming up. And for the tiny dotted structures, the textures that is over there, for that I'm just using first of all a darker tone to give a dense effect, and then with the lighter color for the toppings, and then with the lighter color for that look. Now switching to the soft round brush, this is the time to add the shadows. Make a new layer below all of the above layers and just painting here with the lowest opacity. I'm choosing here 20%, and you can see we are done with how to paint burger in today's episode of digital painting in Photoshop. And if you like this tutorial, make sure you hit the like button, share it with your friends, and do let me know of your views in the comment section below. And if you want such more videos, make sure you hit subscribe button.